to this week's episode of the Ramblin' Runnels podcast, hosted by Jesse Runnels. This week, I'll be joined by my lovely wife, Jillian Winters.
Hello.
And she's always a delight to have on.
I sense sarcasm, sir.
I'm being earnest.
Okay, I'll take it.
Also, if you're wondering why the podcast might sound slightly different, I have changed some of the audio recording equipment out to better the sound quality of the podcast and to have multiple mics for better overall quality. So I hope it enjoys you guys' listening experience.
It enjoys...
Or,
you hope the mic is going to enjoy them listening?
Makes the experience better, okay? That's what I meant, okay?
Makes it more... Okay.
Alright.
Enhances their listening?
Enhances the experience. Enhances it.
I think one piece that's also already making it better is that Jesse isn't recording with his hand over his mouth. Like he normally does.
Oh, yeah, that makes the quality sound better, sure. Wow.
I am a joy and a delight to have on every time.
And I just want you guys to...
Only the guys?
Well, people, listeners, to welcome to the Jesse Runnels Roast Weekend, because this is a Sunday. And yesterday, when we were out for a walk, she told me I looked like a mass murderer at one point.
I did. Okay. Jesse was talking about how he used to listen to metal, and all I said was that he didn't look like the kind of kid that listened to metal, and then I thought back to what he looked like in high school, and I said, wait, yes, you look like the kind of kid that would listen to metal and then shoot the school. And he didn't seem to think that was funny.
Who would?
I thought it was so funny, but I'm a horrible person.
Who would think that's funny?
I mean, it's not funny. Like, that shouldn't even be in our zeitgeist to joke about.
I mean...
But it is what you look like.
Alright. Yeah, you're probably right, but Jesus Christ.
Don't do that.
Jesus Christ.
You still said Jesus.
Oh.
Why can't you just say gosh?
Gosh, it's horrible. I don't enjoy it. It wasn't a delightful experience to be the
Okay, I said it
recipient.
once, though. You've brought it up at least 5 times.
It only takes one time to feel horrible. What are you talking about?
But you're like so handsome now, and you don't look like you would ever
thanks.
hurt anyone.
Okay, that all right. You're starting to make up on it. Thank you.
I told you that immediately. I said now you look like a polished IT professional.
Thank you.
Who hangs out with cats all day.
All right, I'll move on.
It's true.
Yeah, but anyways, so besides the roasting of Jesse Runnels 2021,
it really has gone on all weekend. He's just really been setting himself up.
Alright, fair enough. We just recently got back, last Sunday? We came back from, the St. Louis area for, Christmas vacation. We got to spend Christmas with my in-laws, Jill's parents, and her family, like her brother, my brother-in-law, and some cousins, aunts, uncles. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
We got to, I think one of the most exciting parts, probably not for, well, actually it was really fun for me, but my grandma is like 93, and she usually meets with her sisters who are also in their 90s. She used to meet with them every Wednesday to play Mexican Train all day. Why are you breathing so heavy?
I don't know. Just drink an energy drink.
You're throwing off my story.
All right. Okay.
Get your breathing under control.
Carry on.
So, she used to meet with her sisters to play Mexican Train every Wednesday. Obviously, since COVID happened, that can't happen. She lives in an assisted living. She can come and go as she pleases. But one of her sisters can't, and then the other ones just live really far away and they don't want to risk it. So, for the first time, she got to play Mexican Train since March.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so I thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
Actually, like, sit down and play. She came over and played with me, my mom, my aunt, Jesse.
Yep.
Was that it?
I think
Just
so,
us,
yeah.
yeah.
Your dad didn't play.
Yeah, he was out at the cottage doing stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he wanted to play anyways.
No, he doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't play.
I don't know.
He plays sometimes.
Really? I don't know if I've ever seen him play.
I've played with him before.
Maybe I have.
I think... You haven't played at Dauphine with him? He plays at Dauphine with Tim and Ruth Ann.
Maybe. I've played canasta with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a pretty good visit. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Got to go to Duncan.
All the Duncan.
Got to visit our good friends Daniel and Mandy.
Oh yeah, we hadn't seen them in like forever.
Yeah, shout out
that
to
was
Daniel
really
and
nice.
Mandy. Yeah.
We went to downtown St. Charles, which is the most perfect little Christmas place ever.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually ever been to that part of St. Charles.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's like for those of you who haven't been, it's like old cobblestone streets and like buildings that look from like the 1700s. I don't know if they're actually, I know some of them are like old, maybe 1800s, but it's just really historic and just very Christmas, like Charles Dickens' Christmas, you know, what you would picture. And during Christmas, they actually do usually have old-timey people dressed up in like, you know, big hoop skirts and top hats and stuff like that, roaming around like characters you can interact with. Obviously, with COVID, they don't have that going on. Or they did. I don't know. I thought I saw they did a little bit, but we didn't see any.
Yeah, it was a good visit. That was fun. It was a cute little... St. Charles is cute. It was cold. I remember it being cold. And it was a very long walk. It was strenuous, but... I don't know. That sounds like a pathetic, lazy person, which is accurate. But,
now you're doing Jesse Roast 2021.
So now that we're in 2020...
It just keeps going.
Yeah, I need more sleep.
Now that we're in the fifth quarter of 2020.
All right. Now that we're in 2021, we've so when we were coming back from St. Louis, Jill turned on this podcast by Gretchen Rubin. And what's the name of the podcast? Happy or something?
Happier.
And they were talking about goals for 2021. They mentioned some previous goals from the current year, or the previous year I should say now, about walking 20 minutes a day and this, that, and the third. But they also mentioned for 2021 to read for 21 minutes a day, which me and Jill have adopted. And we also started walking 20 minutes a day. And it's 3 days in, and I have at least done all goals for those 3 days.
I have too.
Okay, so is Jill. Yes.
I haven't done my reading today, but I'm going to get in the bath after this and do that. So I actually do more than that. Gretchen Rubin, I love the Happier podcast. If y'all like just kind of life hacks, self-help kind of stuff, it's just really good to listen to. They do a list of like 19 for 2019, 20 goals for 2020. So I wrote 21 goals for 2021 instead of like just a generic New Year's resolution. So one of the goals is the 21 minutes every day. I made my goal for the walking a little bit easier and just put my goal to go outside 5 minutes every day, get some natural sunlight and stuff, and hopefully just the fact that I have to go outside will make me walk, but I know there's going to be some days where I won't really want to walk or I'm sick or something, so at least by kind of setting that bar low, I can still meet it. And usually once you're outside for 5 minutes, like what's another 15? Just even if it's just putzing up and down the block with the cats and the stroller. And then some of the other ones are I've made like quarterly goals rather than 21 goals to keep up with throughout the year, because my 20 for 20 list, well, one, it got ruined a lot because of COVID. Like a lot of things were like every 2 months go visit a friend that lives out of town. Obviously can't do that. One was to go on our honeymoon. That got canceled. One was to visit a new state. Yes, we theoretically could have done that. The only mainland states I've yet to visit are Nebraska and South Carolina. So we would have had to fly, and that just didn't seem like the best choice. So I just kind of forgot about my list. Not forgot about it, but I just like never made time to review it. So the quarterly goals I hope will help me kind of look at my goals more often and keep up and be more accountable to myself. And the hardest one so far is a month of not having my phone in bed. I started that January 1st, and it is real hard not having my phone in bed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all I want to do is play Sudoku laying in bed, but don't get to do that. I guess I could do it on pen and paper. Like a peasant.
Yeah, I guess so. Jeez. Also, Jill adopted out the first cat for cause for 2021.
Yes, I had my first cat adoption for 2021. So I can't remember the exact number. I think in 2020 we adopted out 35 cats, which our program at most we had during 2020 was like 20 cats. So we were moving those cats real good, which I was very proud of, because we've had years where we only adopt out 5 cats. So because we just got stuck with a bunch of every single cat we had was just really either special needs or senior, just really hard to adopt out. But with COVID, our application got put online, and that just made everything so much, all of a sudden people wanted to adopt our cats when they realized they didn't have to wait till Saturday to come in, all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm very proud of that. And then we hit the second day of the year, we adopted out our first one. So that's very exciting. Granted, it was to a foster that's had the kitten for 7 months and has been wanting to adopt it for a long time, but we finally did the paperwork, so that's good. I'll take it.
Yeah. Would we decide to be the question of the week?
Oh, I texted people to see if anyone had any, since people aren't emailing us questions of the week.
Yeah,
rude. I mean, does anyone even listen?
Well,
don't answer that.
I'm not going to be that harsh on the listeners, but...
Oh, thank you for listening. We appreciate you. Hearts.
If you could please email questions, topics, suggestions at ramblinrunnels@gmail.com. So ramblinrunnels@gmail.com. And that would help us a lot.
So I texted a couple people. One, Abby suggested a New Year's resolution question, what is our thing, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
And then Jenny's question was, if you had to pick the best ice cream flavor, what would it be, and why mint chocolate chip?
All right, so the last part doesn't count. You can't be that
I have an actual question for the week. I do want to agree that mint chocolate chip is by far and above the best ice cream flavor. 100%. Even in keto ice cream, it's the one that tastes the best. Probably because it relies more on the mint flavor than the sugar, you know? So.
I don't have that same opinion, but sure.
Okay. Jesse, the question of the week. Which this stems from the fact that we have been watching, or I have been watching old seasons of The Amazing Race. Well, I binged the newest season, and then Jesse downloaded in a perfectly legal manner all of the other seasons for me, and we've been watching old episodes, and as Jesse sits down and joins, I'll ask him, like, oh, if we had to face this detour, would we do X or Y? And, oh, if someone had to do this roadblock, which one of us do you think would make the roadblock? So, question of the week. If you had to be on one.
Be on one what?
Survivor or Amazing Race, which one would you choose and why?
Amazing Race.
And why?
Because you're not robbed of your basic life privileges as you are in Survivor. In Survivor, you have to, like, what's the word? Rough it in the wild and eat, like, granules of rice and pretty much starve to death. In The Amazing Race, at least you get meals. The only thing is, and you get to travel. Granted, you don't necessarily get to enjoy those countries because you're, like, speeding through them, but yeah, I think I'd rather be on The Amazing Race.
I also think I'd rather be on The Amazing Race, which is surprising because I've never tried out for it, but I have tried out for Survivor. Because I think it would just be more fun in general. But I do think I would have a better chance of winning Survivor than winning The Amazing Race. Or at least I think I would be... Survivor suits my natural talents a little better than Amazing Race. Although... I do think with the right partner, I probably could be pretty good on Amazing Race.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Amazing Race is definitely a partner.
Do you think we'd make it?
Probably. I think, like, you have a lot of hang-ups about us. Like, we went in jail together as a team, but, I mean, we've been together long enough. I think we'd get over our follies, per se.
I mean, I don't actually think we'd end up divorced or anything. But I think I'd probably harbor a lot of resentment. Like, if there was a roadblock that involved a puzzle.
Well, and I didn't let you do it or something.
Well, if you ended up doing it, I don't know if I could ever forgive you. And then you'd probably get really frustrated with me, like, if I had to, like, lift something heavy.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Probably.
You'd probably be frustrated. Who do you think, if you had to choose someone to do The Amazing Race with, who do you think would be the best partner for you?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I don't know. Probably you. Because, I mean, we have the best, as far as I know, people that I know, we have, like, the best chemistry. Like, we know each other's wavelengths, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I have good friends, but I don't see anybody that, like, we gel that way in a team environment as much as we possibly would be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my only opinion.
So if they had Survivor loved ones where you go on with your loved one, they did that one time, like Blood vs. Water or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Would you do that with me?
I don't know, I guess.
Would you vote me out? Would you be able to vote me out?
No, I wouldn't vote you out.
Even if the Alliance was going to vote for me and you had to do it to save Grace? I'd vote for you.
Jeez. Well, now we know where Jill sits. I would never vote you out because we're married.
But what if you could win?
So you want me to vote you out for the money?
Because then we both, we're married, so we'd both get the money.
But what if you hated me?
if it was like, if you had a real good chance to win...
You wouldn't hate me?
No. If you voted me out just because everyone else was, like if your vote didn't matter, you know, like say everyone was going to vote me out and you weren't going to change the tides one way or another, I'd be mad if you voted me just because everyone else was. But if it was like actually going to like change your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, that makes sense.
I think of the... Oh, excuse me. I think of the blood versus water ones. Not a lot of people voted out their loved ones. But this daughter stabbed her mom in the back.
Dang.
They got over it.
That's hardcore. Let's see, what else? Okay. So we talked about you doing the, watching old Amazing Race episodes. Do you want to do Jill's Kitty Corner?
Sure.
Okay, I'll just pick a random one. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Alright, do it.
Welcome to Jill's Kitty Corner. Oh, I like that sound. Let's keep that one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay.
So not a lot of updates in Jill's Kitty Corner this week. The first thing is that Ryford is getting shaved on Wednesday. He's sitting right here next to us. Ow! He tried to bite me as I pet him. He's sitting right here next to us, and he's very matted and gross. I mean, he's beautiful and perfect, but he's not well groomed. So he's going to get a little lion cut on Wednesday, assuming they can do it without sedating him. And I'm pretty excited about it. He's going to look so freaking cute. And also, it'll be really good to train him to the brush without having to fight through mats. You know, brush him when it's nice and easy and not painful, and hopefully keep the mats from forming. The second piece of Jill's Kitty Corner is that Luther went with us to St. Louis. We didn't mention that in our segment. Little Luther went up to Grammy and Grampy's and spent Christmas with us, and I think he absolutely loved it. Like, he was all over the sunbeams that come in. There's a lot of windows in the house. And then he slept either with me or Jesse all night long. Like, he was just, like, glued to our side. I kind of think he really liked being an only kitty for a little bit. Well, only kitty to us. He had Bovine there, his boyfriend. But yeah, it was cute. It was nice spending Christmas with him, even though we missed the other kitties. It was good having that one-on-one time with Luther. And of course, Grammy and Grampy tried to steal him, as always. They always try to either take him away, or if we bring him there, they try to get us to leave him with them. Every time, without fail.
Yeah.
And that's it for Jill's Kitty Corner. It was like 8 cats in a row.
Alright, well, sometimes you get a, what's the word? When there's a group of cats?
Clouder.
Clouder of cats.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Well, that's it, everyone, for this week's episode of the Ramblin' Reynolds podcast. Ooh. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You could find this episode on anywhere where you could find podcasts. Usually on, Spotify, let's see, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher. I think most places you could find the podcast on wherever you listen to it. And if you want to leave a review wherever you listen, that would help this podcast as well. So leave us a review wherever you listen to the podcast. Also, like I said before, you can email questions, topics to ramblinrunnels@gmail.com. And if you don't want to do that, you could find me on various social medias and contact me there. On Facebook, simply Jesse Runnels. On Instagram, Jesse.Runnels. And Twitter, Jesse_Runnels. And once again, I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and goodbye.